of my life, I have very often been a prophet, and have usually been ridiculed for it.
A war cabinet has been formed of 5 members, representing, with the Labour, Opposition and the Liberals, the unity of the nation. It was necessary that this should be done in one day, on account of the extreme urgency and rigour of events. Other key positions were filled yesterday. I'm submitting a further list to the King tonight, and hope to complete the list of appointment of principal ministers during tomorrow.
During the time of my struggle for power, it was in the first instance only the Jewish race that received my prophecies with laughter when I said that I would one day take over leadership of the state, and with that of an entire nation, and that I would then, among other things, settle the Jewish problem.
In this crisis, I think I may be pardoned if I do not address the House at any length, and I hope that any of my friends or colleagues, or former colleagues, who are affected by any political change will make all allowances for any lack of ceremony with which it has been necessary to act.
Their laughter was uproarious, but I think for some time now they've been laughing out of the other side of their face.
I say to the House, as I have said to the ministers who have joined this government, I have nothing to offer but blood, sweat, toil, and tears. We have before us a crisis of the most grievous kind. We have before us many months of struggle and suffering.
Today, I will once more be a prophet.
You ask, what is our policy? I say it is to wage war by land, air, and sea. War with all our might, and war with all the strength that God has given us. And to wage this war against a monstrous tyranny, never surpassed in the dark and lamentable catalogue of human crime. That is our policy.
If the international Jewish financiers in and outside of Europe should succeed in once more plunging the nations into a world war.
You ask, what is our aim? I can answer in one word. It is victory. Victory at all costs, victory in spite of all terrors. For without victory, there is no survival.
Then the result will not be the Bolshevizing of the earth and thus the victory of Jewry, but the annihilation of the Jewish race in Europe.
Let that be realized. No survival for the British Empire. No survival for all that the British Empire stood for. No survival for the urge, the impulse of mankind to move forward. I take up my task in buoyancy and hope, and I feel sure that our cause will not fail to be suffered amongst men. I feel entitled at this juncture, at this time, to say, come then, let us go forth, together with our united strength.
Kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya.
Hey guys.
Hey Jack, what's shaking?
Guys, my number got called. Gotta go to Nan.
You're not going, are you? Just go to Canada, jump the border.
Guys, we should all go to Canada.
I got my van. We can leave today.
Guys, I don't know why, it's something I have to do. War. I didn't understand it at the time. I guess I still don't. I was only 18 and Vietnam seemed a long way away.
Something's happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I've got to beware. I think it's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Battle lines being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds, getting so much resistance from behind. It's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
All well and safe. Letters received. Many thanks. All my love, Jack Clark.
If I should die, think only this of me.
But there's some corner of a foreign field that is forever England. That there shall be in that rich earth a richer dust concealed. A dust who England bore, shaped, made aware, gave once her flowers to love, her ways to roam.
A body of England's breathing English air, washed by the rivers, blessed by sons of home. And think, this heart all evil shed away, a pulse in the eternal mind, no less. Give somewhere back the thoughts by England given, her sights and sounds, dreams happy as a day, and laughter learned to friends, and gentleness in hearts at peace, under an ocean. Telegraph from Miss Hancock's?
Thank you. Dearest Jackie, now loud send cables. Hope you are still smiling, love. Clark.
We got used to standing in line at 7 in the morning, at 12 noon, and then again at 7 in the evening. We'd stand in a long line with a plate in our hand, and they'd give us a little warmed up water with a salty or coffee flavor, or else they'd give us a few potatoes. We got used to sleeping without a bed, to saluting every uniform, to not walk on the sidewalks and then again to walk on the sidewalks. We got used to the undeserved slaps, blows, and executions, to seeing people die in their own excrement, to seeing the coffins piled up full of corpses, to seeing the sick amongst the dirt and the filth, and to seeing the helpless doctors. We got used to it, that from time to time, 1,000 unhappy souls would come here, and that from time to time, another 1,000 unhappy souls would go away. Telegraph from Miss Hancock's.
Thank you. Thinking of you on our first anniversary. All my love, darling, Jack Clark.
Telegraph from Miss J. Hancock's.
Thank you. All my love, darling, all my thoughts are with you, Jack Clark.
Oh, my name is Francis Tulliver. I come from Liverpool. 2 years ago the war was waiting for me after school. From Belgium and to Flanders, Germany to here, I fought for king and country I love dear. 'Twas Christmas in the trenches and the frost so bitter hung. The frozen fields of France were still, no Christmas songs were sung. Our families back in England were toasting us that day. They're brave and glorious lads so far away. I was lying with me messmates on the cold and rocky ground. when across the lines of battle came a most peculiar sound. Says I, now listen up, me boys, each soldier strained to hear, as one young German voice sang out so clear. He's singing bloody well, you know, my partner says to me. Soon one by one each German voice joined in harmony. The cannons rested silent and the gas cloud rolled no more, as Christmas brought us respite from the war. As soon as they were finished and a reverent pause was spent, God rest ye merry gentlemen, struck up some lads from Kent. For the next they sang was Stille Nacht, to silent night, says I, and in two tongues one song filled up that sky. There's someone coming towards us now, the frontline sentry cried. All sights were fixed on one lone figure trudging from their side. His truce flag like a Christmas star shone on the plain so bright, as he bravely trudged unarmed into the night. Then one by one on either side walked into no man's land, with neither gun nor bayonet, we met there hand to hand. We shared some secret brandy, and we wished each other well. And in a flare-lip football game, we gave them hell. We traded chocolates, cigarettes, and photographs from home. These sons and fathers far away from families of their own. Tom Sanders played the squeeze box and they had a violin. This curious and unlikely band of men. Daylight stole upon us, and France was France once more. With sad farewells we each began to settle back to war. But the question haunted every heart that lived that wondrous night: whose family have I fixed within my sights? 'Twas Christmas in the trenches, and the frost so bitter hung. The frozen fields of France were warmed, songs of peace were sung. For the walls they'd kept between us to exact the work of war had been crumbled and were gone forevermore. My name is Francis Tolliver, in Liverpool I dwell. Each Christmas come since World War I, I've learned its lessons well. For the ones who call the shots won't be among the dead and lame, and on each end of the rifle we're the same.
Miss J. Hancock's.
Thank you. All well and safe. Best wishes for the new year. Fondest love, darling. Jack Clark. But for our right is more precious than peace, and we shall fight for things which we have always kept nearest our hearts. And for such a thing we shall dedicate our eves and our fortunes, everything that we are and everything that we have, with the pride of those who know that the day has come when America should feel privileged to spend her blood and her might for the things that gave her birth, happiness, and the peace which she has treasured. God helping her, she can do no other.
Telegraph for Miss J. Hancock's.
Thank you. Miss J. Hancock. Report delay, 26 Kendallworth. Regret to advise that Flyer Officer J. Clark Ralph, 144761, is reported missing after air operations overseas, January 28th. Stop letters follows. Casualty officer.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. In verdant pastures he gives me repose. Beside restful waters he leads me. He refreshes my soul. He guides me in right paths for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the dark valley, I fear no evil, for you are at my side. With your rod and your staff, that give me courage.
German armed forces surrendered unconditionally on May 7th. Hostilities will end officially on May 8th at midnight. In the interest of saving lives, ceasefires began to be sounded last night all along the front lines, and our dear Channel Islands are also to be free today. Today, perhaps, we shall think mostly of ourselves. Tomorrow, we shall pay a particular tribute to our Russian comrades, whose great prowess in the field was one of the grand contributions to the general victory of the war. In Flanders fields, the poppies blow, between the crosses row on row that mark our place. And in the sky, the larks still bravely singing fly, scarce heard amidst the guns below.
We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunsets glow, loved and we were loved. Now we lie in Flanders field. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you, from failing hands, we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high.
If he breaks faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders field.